This, for many, is where the series truly begins. You see, Megaman 1 was not much of a seller, in fact it kinda bombed. Funny enough, in an interview, Keiji Inafune would blame the Megaman 1 box art for that failure. And you know what? I kind of agree. That box art was devastating. Despite that failure though, Capcom would allow the production of Mega Man 2, with a little bit of a stipulation. Basically, just imagine, you're being told you could develop the sequel to a game that was a passion project for you, but you can only do it on your own time. They would end up working congruently with their other Capcom projects. But you know what? The numbers don't lie. Mega Man 2 is the second highest selling Mega Man game of all time. This success and other staples that get added in from here to future titles is what kind of cements this game as the de facto first real Mega Man game, even though it is the second title in the franchise. Alright folks, the plot here is super simple. After the events of the first Mega Man game, Wily wants to take revenge. That's it. This time though, instead of reprogramming Dr. Light's robots, he makes his own robot masters. You can guess how well that goes for him. That's right, it's Mega Man time. The game itself actually starts off with a pretty cool cinematic. Unlike the first one, this one actually tells you the plot, and you get this really cool dope-ass beginning. Yeah, sorry about that start on the bottom. I was playing this on the Legacy Collection, and for some reason I could not get that start to disappear. Unless I actively press the button, but then it doesn't flow as well and becomes a whole mess. So just pretend it's not there. Ignore it. Ignore it. But yeah, after the intro, yet again, we are surrounded by options. What stage shall we take? But this time you'll notice we have 8 Robot Masters. This will become the mainstay for the rest of the franchise from here on out. 8 is the magic number for the series. For some reason the first game didn't, but they ended up taking a lot of the cut content from the first game and moving it over here. So I'm guessing that's how we started with the 8 and how it kept going. Also the fact that the game sold so well, they probably just decided to copy that formula. Robot Master number 1, Flashman. The first thing you'll notice about this stage, other than the flashing blocks, is that you're going to be slipping and sliding everywhere. I have no clue what flashing has to do with slipping, unless you're trying to slip into... Oh! Yeah, I'm just gonna hide in this little hole and I'm just gonna pop shots at you. Yeah, just like that. This next part's kinda cool. You got a bit of tricky platforming you gotta do. It's a lot of these standalone blocks with the slipping physics of the stage. And I mean, it's fine if you drop, you don't die if you do. But if you can make it to the end without falling, your reward is an E-Tank. These babies are collectibles you can gather throughout the stages, and they give you free full heals. Well, I guess free is not the right term, because you do have to collect them, and when you use them, you lose the one you collected. So I guess it's not free, right? Goddamn it, Conway gets me every time. And with that, we made our way to Flashman. You gotta be careful, he likes to flash you, and for some reason, when he flashes you, time just stops for a minute, man. It's kinda crazy. And a little gross. But like any other flasher you may see out in the wilderness, if you shoot him enough, he dies. Oh, and look, they added a post-level descriptor of your power, and any other rewards you might get. Like Dr. Light telling me I got item number 3, whatever that means. On to Quickman. Not as quick as Sonic the Hedgehog. Hey look, we have an example here of what item 3 can do. Item 3 is a wall climber. It's like a bouncing platform that'll keep on bouncing until it hits the wall and then it starts floating up that wall. Now the stage is a simple concept, but quite frightening, and can be extremely difficult, especially if you're trying to conserve your ammo for the boss. The stage kind of reminds me of an anxiety attack. Oh my god! Okay, I'm sick. Oh god, boy! We made it. Now, with the power of flashing, we too can stop time. And by doing this, we can get rid of half the HP of Quickman very quickly without doing anything else. I'm sure there's an innuendo out there about being flashed and quick. I don't know. Next up is Metal Man, and I actually kind of like his stage a lot because it really sticks to the theme of being part of some kind of factory. And factories have a lot of metal, so I guess that's it. Also, there's cogs in the background, and they're turning. And you're on a thing that's moving. And everything's moving in this stage. You have these crushers that keep trying to hit you that do a crap load of damage. And you have these drills that will pierce the heavens or your face. You even have these little clown guys that stand on top of cogs, and those cogs roll at you. Why is everything turning? Even fighting Metal Man, it's on a conveyor belt. Luckily, we have Quickman's power, which is his weakness. Fingernails! In all seriousness, though, the boss is pretty easy. You can get him into a pattern and loop him pretty quickly. Alright, maybe things will calm down for a bit. Next up, we got Woodman. This is what we want. A nice walk in the forest where there's bats and rabbits, and they're all trying to kill you, but it's fine. It's fine. Oh look, a fire-breathing hell machine. You know what? We're not gonna let them win. This is for you. We're taking a relaxing stroll. And there's another one right after the first one. Oh wait, there's a third one. All three in a row. Back to back to back. At least their patterns are easy to avoid. They just kind of breathe fire at you. You jump at the center and you can shoot them down. It's an easy enough challenge. It's just why 3 in a row? It's a little repetitive, don't you think? Alright, so Woodman himself, he's actually technically not that hard of a boss in concept, but you just gotta make sure you get your jump arc at the right time, because that little leaf shield he throws at you does a lot of damage if it hits you, and it's just hard enough to avoid. It makes it easy to make the repeat mistake over and over again. From the forest to the skies, on to Airman. I love these dopey platforms with their dopey little faces. Sure, when you're on them, they shoot like enemies out of their ears and there's spikes that come out of their heads like horns, but like, they're kinda cute. It's also great when you're in a pinch to farm for resources. Half this stage is just combining these heads with like various platforms that you jump in between. The other half are these moving, floating platforms with like enemies on top of them. You have to shoot them down and then jump onto that platform. The annoying thing about it though is that if you don't jump to the next platform fast enough, when the other platform goes out of screen and comes back, the enemy will be back on that. So you have to like kill the enemy and jump on the platform in one fell like swoop. Alright, now on to Airman himself. This boss can suck it. His attack pattern is so like annoying. The mini tornadoes he shoots at you feel completely random, and because of that, it's so hard to find them consistently dodgeable. Like, I know there's a trick to get behind him and you can do a quick kill with his weakness there, but like, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to try to fight him, and I just found it more annoying than what it was worth. Still though, even if you do try to do it properly, his weakness kills him super quickly. And with Airman out of the picture, we get item 2. You'll see that in use later. Up next, we have Crashman. And you better get ready for climbing because you'll be doing a lot of climbing in this one. And when I say a lot of climbing, I mean like 90% of the stage is just climbing up one ladder after another. And the biggest annoyance is these goddamn birds keep dropping their goddamn eggs, and their goddamn offspring keep attacking me, causing me to fall down a little bit, and it's just annoying enough. But you just really have to hold up and you'll make it through no problem. Oh look, an E-tank. Let me go get that real quick. And I can't get back up, can I? But with item 2, I can quickly zoop. There we go. Luckily with Crashman, you just have to blow him a bit and he's gone. Wait a minute. On to Bubble Man stage. The waterfall effect here really does a number on the eyes. I don't know, I just don't like it. But once you get past it, you get underwater. Easy sailing visually, at least. I guess now is a good time as any. I actually like the water stages in most Mega Man games. I feel like the zero gravity gameplay effect they give you is more funner to experience than, let's say, Mario or Sonic, where they kind of slow down the pace and makes it more, I don't know, just slow and boring to experience. So good job, Mega Man, you get a gold star for making me like water levels. As for Bubble Man himself, his stage is underwater, so you still have that funner, like, gameplay style with spikes on the ceiling, so you gotta be careful not to jump too high. Out of the water, into the frying pan? I don't know. On to Fireman. The first thing I want to establish is another thing that I kind of think when it comes down to Mega Man games, specifically the OG Mega Man games. They have like this, I don't know, swarming bee effect. They like to give you so many enemies that surround you and it's awkward to actually hit them, so then more of them come and spawn at you. And it's just kind of like you have too many to handle and it's like there's a swarm of bees around you. Oh great, we have more Yoku blocks. Those disappearing and reappearing blocks. Woo. Luckily with item 2 we can skip most of it. He-Man himself, pretty simple, you just gotta blow bubbles in his face and he kinda goes out without a competition. Oh awesome, we have item number 1 now. Oh, do you hear that? It's that time again. That's right, everybody. Wily stages. Woo! This time, though, we have this cool little cinematic that shows you what stage you're on and where you're going. It's a really cool change-up and actually creates a little bit of, I don't know, epicness to your adventure through these final stages. The first thing I'm gonna say here, it's nothing new. In fact, in the gaming lexicon, the world of gaming, everybody knows this to be true, to be a fact of life and nature. The Wily 1 and 2 stage themes is some of the best music in all of the NES's library, and you cannot convince me or half the world otherwise, man. It is insane. Just take a listen, man. It's Alright, and once we're in, we have to start climbing the castle. There's another guy, gotta just shoot his toe to death. Ah, there he is, gone. Would you look at that? Yeah, this isn't so bad. Oh my god, a dragon, and it's chasing me down. Eventually you get to a dead end, and you just have 3 platforms you gotta jump in between and shoot him down. Just be careful of his fire, because knockback is a killer. Literally. Now on to stage 2. Just ride item number 2 all the way to this ladder and make your way through. Or if you're better than me, you can actually aim for that second ladder and get an E-tank. Yes, another hallway full of drills! This is actually incredibly useful. Take your time, shoot down the drills, and you can regather your resources. We're talking health and weapon energy. The boss here gives me major Zelda vibes. Very similar to one of those 2D Zelda dungeons where you have those tiles that fly at you. Just destroy all the tiles and you'll win. They don't move too sporadically, their patterns aren't too crazy to learn or deal with. It's honestly a pretty easy boss, so good for you, stage 2. Now for stage 3, we fixed Wily's plumbing. For some reason, there's a ton of spike balls in here and we have to drop down this huge tunnel. Very easy to die here, just saying. Ah, there's your problem. You have a Guts Man in there. I think I mentioned this in the first video, but like, something about Wily and Guts Man, it's really a love made in heaven. It's truly a poetic romance. For stage 4, you gotta watch where you're stepping or else you might, oop, like what I was saying, watch your steps so you can make your way, oop. You know, this is kind of annoying. I wish I could just look down and watch my step, but you just can't do that here. It's the curse of being stuck in the second dimension. Now, there's definitely a way if you use the bubble weapon, follows the floor, and it can actually tell you where you're gonna fall, but I don't want to do that here. I'm trying to conserve my ammo. That's the reason I'm going with, and not because I'm dumb and didn't think about that until I finished the game. So shut up. You also have these like floating platform mazes with spikes on the bottom, so you gotta be careful to like jump your way through and not fall on the spikes. They look deceivingly difficult, but they're actually pretty easy. Now the boss here really sucks. It's probably my least favorite in the series. This enemy is only weak to one weapon, and that's the crash bomb, right? And on top of that, the way everything's aligned, if you don't do things perfectly, you'll run out of ammo and die, because you can't damage it otherwise. And I mean, you have the exact amount of ammo you need to beat this boss. There is no wiggle room on this. I mean, technically, there's a couple ways you can shift the system. There's always a way you can do that, but we're not talking about that. We're talking about the dev intended route. Be perfect or you lose. This boss sucks. Alright, awesome, we're on the final stage now, and what do we have? Oh look, the very first official Mega Man boss rush. Get used to it, it's in every single Mega Man game ever since, and they'll never stop. Some people find these annoying, and I completely understand why that's the case. I kinda love them, I kinda see it as a victory lap. I mean, you have all their weaknesses, you know their patterns by now, show them what you got and beat them. It's not as hard as some people think. So yeah, overall, it's a harmless idea, I love it, and I don't think Mega Man would be the same without it. I feel like I'm missing something. Oh yeah! After the refights, lock in. It's time for you to fight the two-phased final boss against Wily himself. If you stocked up on E-tanks like I did, or you know, basic pattern recognition, this boss isn't too hard. Oh yeah, we won. We beat the game. Oh, what's this? That's right, we have a final level. You guys ready? We're underground. And wait, is that blood? Nah, that can't be it. Oh, ouch, it hurts a lot though. And here we have it. Wily shows his true form. He's secretly a space alien! And his one weakness, use the bubbles on him. The challenge to this boss actually is not related to how difficult it is. It's related to how long it is. There's so much room for error and he does so much damage if he hits you. That's where the difficulty is. So you gotta keep your head on tight, alright? Also, don't run out of bubbles. I'm pretty sure it's the only thing that can hurt him, and that's just a dead game, and you have to reset the entire Wily stages if that happens. Oh, and after you beat him, you realize Wily isn't actually an alien. This is just a hologram kind of weapon. I don't know. But you'll beat him. He begs for forgiveness, and then Megaman takes a walk for you? I guess he really had to think about it. And that's it. That's Mega Man 2. That is the defining Mega Man in the entire franchise. The game that which the blueprints of this one gets projected through the rest of the series. Honestly, I only have one true pain spot, and that's the 2 different bosses that require you to use this one weapon. If you run out, you're at a dead game. I'm not a big fan of trial and error style game design. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind losing in a game. In fact, I love fighting a good boss and you have to learn their patterns and you eventually win over attempt after attempt. I don't like is a game that's so happy to give you a dead game state. That is just an annoying, disrespect of my time. I also get that it's a different time, and with that in mind, these games aren't that long and they're pretty pricey for the time. So you gotta stretch out every cent you can give, right? So I get it, but stop it. Luckily they don't do this in the future games, so my concerns are kind of invalid. Mistakes were there, and they learned. Other than that though, this game was a fantastic time. I enjoyed it way more than the first game. I do enjoy other Mega Mans more than this, but bravo Capcom, bravo development team on your second Mega Man game that you developed on your own time. You guys did a fantastic job. Congratulations from me. Decades in the future, you're not even gonna watch this or hear this, but just know I appreciate you and everything you've done. Alright, that being said, thank you for getting to the end of this video. I had a lot of fun playing this game, I had a lot of fun making this video about this game. No joke, I want to thank you guys. The first Mega Man video did way better than I ever intended it to. I wasn't expecting to get over 200 people to watch that video, but man, you guys did it. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Now that being said, I do have to ruin this moment and say the annoying YouTube stuff. Once again, I'm not used to promoting myself, but we gotta do it. So let's just kind of run through it. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you want more stuff like this. Did that sound good? You guys like that? I don't know. I'll find better ways to say it, but still, again, thank you. I hope you guys have a fantastic night. Hope you guys enjoy this video. Hope you guys enjoy whatever I make in the future. And until then, have a good one.